What a way to end off the preseason, baby! Yeah, I had most of my attention focused on Montreal and Ottawa heading into today's NHL games, when I really should have been paying attention to Detroit, Toronto, and Tampa versus Florida. Oh my goodness, has anybody seen what's been going on with the Florida Panthers and the Lightning? That game is absolute bonkers bananas, but unfortunately, I don't primarily cover either of those two teams, so I don't know if I'll make a video about that. Anyways, the Montreal-Ottawa game just wrapped up. It was kind of boring. Not really too many things going on there. Sure, there were some penalties. We expected that. But no fights. Okay, nice. All the fights were reserved for Tampa Bay and Florida, but in terms of actual entertainment on the ice, oh my goodness, do we have to talk about Detroit and Toronto. I switched gears from watching the Montreal game to watching the Detroit game about halfway through, and it was an amazing decision because, wowzers, we were greeted with just a spectacular game of hockey. For Detroit, at least. The Red Wings end up defeating the Toronto Maple Leafs in their final game of the preseason 6-5 in overtime, in a brilliant comeback victory which showcased just the skill, the will, and the talent of some of these younger Red Wings. We can just go over each of the 11 goals so far and get into the story goal by goal, because starting things out in the first period was Michael Brandsegg-Nygard, who gets things going with a 1-0 backdoor play on a centering feed by JT Compher. It's a quick break into the zone, Compher drives the net, he protects the puck and then centers it where Brandsegg-Nygard is right there on the back door for his third goal of the preseason. 1-0, he's been one of the most productive players all preseason. Brandsegg-Nygard, I think you're probably making the team. I don't know. Let's just see about that, but I think you're probably making it. However, all it took was 4 minutes for the Toronto Maple Leafs to respond. They didn't capitalize on a power play chance that they had, but they did capitalize here as Logan Shaw ends up making it 1-1. It's a rebound play after John Gibson, or something, stops the initial drive by Barbolini. He throws the puck towards the goal, it hits something in front, then Shaw's there on the rebound. Not really John Gibson's fault there, it's just kind of a wacky play. The game is tied 1-1, and then the Maple Leafs take themselves a penalty. It's Simon Benoit for holding against Lucas Raymond, and it's kind of a disaster for the Detroit Red Wings because you have yourselves the 2-1 goal scored by Nick Robertson. Short-handed tally here for the Toronto Maple Leafs to end off the first period. Lucas Raymond's break-in attempt is stopped in at the line. Kelly Yarncrow feeds it up, and Nick Robertson walks right in. He receives the pass, he hammers a slap shot on the rush, and it gets by John Gibson. It's a really nice play there by Yarncrow and Robertson, but it gives the Toronto Maple Leafs the 2-1 lead at the end of the first. Not a good segment for the Detroit Red Wings. Head into the second period, and this is where Detroit ties it up 2-2. They didn't score on that power play, but Kane eventually got the tying goal just a few minutes after that. You had such a good display of puck movement on behalf of everybody. Straight up, just everybody. Everybody was touching the puck. Everybody was moving. The whole Red Wings team was cycling it around. It was so nice. Kasper to Sandin Pellikka, over to Edvinsson, to DeBrincat, to Kane, who walks and he shoots and he scores. The Maple Leafs are tired. And the Red Wings, this unit of 5, they're moving around like the Russian 5, just with how everybody is rotating. Like, I've never seen anything like this before in the 21st century. It's a preseason game. It's one shift, one goal, who cares? But wowzers, everybody was getting involved here. That was such a nice play. If Kasper, DeBrincat, and Kane can have that sort of chemistry in the regular season, oh boy, the NHL better watch out. Around this time is when I started to watch the Red Wings and the Maple Leafs game. I was paying full attention to Montreal-Ottawa beforehand, but Michael Pezzetta ends up making it 3-2 Toronto on a breakaway goal. He beats John Gibson somehow, and that's the first thing that comes onto my screen when I turn on this game full time. I'm like, okay, great, I'm bad luck. I start watching and all of a sudden the Red Wings start to lose. And then that expands even further when the Red Wings succumb to another goal. This time it's Nylander, who walks right down the left wing and fires a shot over the shoulder of John Gibson. But no, it's not Willie Nylander. It's his brother Alexander Nylander, who had signed with the Toronto Maple Leafs farm organization so he could stick around with his brother. He's not good enough to play in the NHL, but he walked down and sniped it like he was on this play. 4-2 Toronto with 4 minutes to go in the second period. And this is where we start to see the comeback, baby. Because in the third period, starting things out at the 12-minute mark to bring the Red Wings within one, on the man advantage, it's Michael Brandsegg-Nygard. Axel Sandin Pellikka has the puck on the top of the right point. He throws it over to Brandsegg-Nygard and he fires it. It is a one-time bomb, Alex Ovechkin style, making it 4-3 Toronto. Brandsegg-Nygard's leading the preseason in goals, I think. With that goal right there, his 4th of the preseason, this guy's got to make the team. Let's book it, folks. But not so fast. Because despite the fact that the Red Wings brought things within one in this shift, you had Cedric Pare, just 15 seconds, scoring for the Toronto Maple Leafs to make it 5-3. Yeah, that's right, the same Cedric Pare that injured Patty Laine last year in the preseason in 2024. What a total killjoy this guy is. He walks right in and beats John Gibson. It's an unfortunate play. You don't want to see the puck go that hole on Gibson right under the arm. But Pare makes it 5-3, and the Red Wings have some work to do. Dylan Larkin, 5 minutes later on the power play. The Red Wings are down by 2. They're throwing everything towards the goal, and inevitably it's Raymond. He goes down over to the goal line. Patty Kane holds onto it, then finds Larkin in tight, who rips a shot, and he buries it up high over James Reimer. And then, just a few minutes after that, with 31 seconds to go in the third period, the Red Wings chase a puck into the Toronto corner. It's played down to the opposite corner. Axel Sandin Pellikka takes it. He throws it to his opposite D partner. Johansson fires a one-timer and he scores. That is Axel Sandin Pellikka's second point of the night, second point of the period, and it's a 5-5 game. What a play there by the Red Wings. What a display of poise. 5-5 at the end of the third period, and you have Dylan Larkin sealing the deal in overtime. The Red Wings ended up getting a power play. Philip Myers high-sticked Patty Kane. And on this 4-on-3 segment, it's where we saw the magic get put back on display. Kane holds it over to Larkin. He takes a shot. It deflects into the corner. Larkin picks it back up. Larkin switches places with Kane. Kane once again throws it across, and Larkin fires it right over the shoulder there. James Reimer gets beat, and the Red Wings win 6-5. Oh my goodness, people. What a crazy game. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about this amazing comeback victory for the Detroit Red Wings. What did you see? Who stood out? If you enjoyed this video, then hey, leave a like if you did. If you did not, then hey, the dislike button is down there for you. Comments help out with the algorithm, so I'd really appreciate it if you got involved in the conversation. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.